Look at her phone. That was it, wasn't it? Oh, we're not cool and black, though. We can't do
No, we're cool. Okay, guys, CrossFit Open 18.1 is here, the first one. It is an AMRAP 20 minutes, so as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes of 8 toes to bar, 10 dumbbell hang clean and jerks, 14 or 12 calorie row. Weights for the dumbbell, so it's going to be just one single dumbbell, so it's not two, it's just one, okay? You're going to perform 5 on one hand, 5 on the other. See you, Smithy. And the weight is going to be 22.5 kilos or 50 pounds. For the guys, for the females, it's 15 kilogram dumbbell or 35
Same as last year. Same as last year, innit?
Yeah, same thing. So, it's a 20-minute workout. It's quite long, so you're not going to go hot out the gate starting off. It's quite a long, it's probably about as long as we've seen, really, is it? Apart from
16.1.
Yeah.
So with this one,
could have been 40 odd minutes.
What we've seen this morning is that people want to just keep a consistent pace where they're just below the threshold.
Yeah.
So get to a spot where you're uncomfortable and just keep pushing through that. You don't want to come out straight away, unbroken toes to bar, rip the clean and jerk, and then row a massively fast pace, because you'll have another 18 minutes to crack on. And, you know.
Yeah. So not going hot out the gates, but not sandbagging it too much either. So not like getting uncomfortable, but not to the point where you can't then just move straight onto the next movement.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's break down those movements then.
Should we go over warm up?
Oh,
just a quick warm up.
Yeah. So this one's a long one. So you want to get yourself nice and warm and sweaty. Have a longer warm up. You know, a longer row, like a 10-minute row, and then start warming up your wrists, hamstrings for toes to bar. And just make sure that everything's ready. If you've got any little niggles, just make sure everything's ready for these movements. So, toes to bar.
Toes to bar, so it's not a massive number, like it's only 8. But depending on where you're at with it, so what we've come up with is the 50% rule. So if 8 was your max set, you would want to only ever be maximum 50% of a set, so 4 reps at a time. So 2 sets of 4. If your maximum is only 8, then you probably won't want to go for 2 sets of 4. That's probably too much.
Maybe 3 threes and a 2, or maybe 2s all the way throughout it, with a little rest at the bottom each time.
The last thing you want to do is do a set of 8, and then you get back next time and you can't do any more. Like that's not what we want.
We find that people who are newer to them, or they've just got them, they can do 1 set and then they're done.
Yeah.
So it's not even like they could do. It's not even like they could do 8, 2 or 3 times. Once and then they're done. They'll be down to singles.
Yeah.
And we really want to avoid that, because we want to keep you moving as efficiently as possible.
And not hanging around on them. So we've put that there, meaning that if you're doing 1 and then you come out and then you don't have that kip movement, so then you have to re-kip and go again, then you're just wasting time and energy. So you could just do 1. If you know that you're going to have to re-kip, just drop off and jump straight back on.
Yeah, because you're way more likely to make that second rep if you just drop off and jump back up again, because you'll have the momentum from your jump. And obviously, as long as your heels cross the vertical plane, that's fine.
And we saw it. We saw it this morning. Like, people had done 1, had to reinitiate the kit, went for it, and then still got a no rep. So it's wasting time, and you've just wasted energy for a no rep.
So just drop down, go again. It's a sure thing. Even though, I've done them in singles, but it's a sure thing. You're going to get the reps done and then move on. So the hang clean and jerk, nice and relaxed throughout that movement. We want that nice and smooth. So straight arm. Use your hips more like a kettlebell swing to bring the dumbbell to your shoulders, and then drive overhead. We'd advise that you catch it in the dip instead of stood up like a muscle clean and then go again. One thing we saw this morning with the overhead was that people who went for push jerk, on average, they struggled with the stability overhead, and the ones who went with the push press, it was much more of a sure thing, and it wasn't as hard to control overhead.
It just locked out, didn't it? Everything locked out, the knees, the hips and the arm locked out, whereas when they jerked it, it was a bit like this, and they brought it down, and it was a no rep, so just losing time again.
It's quite unfamiliar movement for most people, so...
practice it beforehand. Don't just pick up a dumbbell and be like, right, let's do it.
Definitely get some practicing beforehand, get that movement feeling smooth, and you don't have to really put that much effort into it. As we've seen with every member this morning, they've all gone through that unbroken, I think I saw one guy who'd put the dumbbell down.
They did 5, everyone did 5, and then if they did want to rest, they'd rest as they swapped onto the next hand, and then they did 5 there, like no one broke up the 5s.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if you can see it there, but like rather than cleaning from the side here, it's going to be quite hard. And you're probably just going to do like a massive bicep curl like that. We'll do them in a bit. What you can do is, like the kettlebell swing, so we saw like Briggs and all them doing it, was just in between, pop the hip, and then it just flies up.
Yep.
So you're utilising that swing rather than just relying on curling it up.
Yeah, just saving your arms for the toes to bar and the rowing.
Yeah.
So moving on to the rowing, you've just done toes to bar, you've just done dumbbell clean and jerk. You want to relax the grip on the rower. So nice relaxed grip on the handles, and keep your shoulders relaxed as well. Use your legs to drive. So you don't want to finish with a big pull and a big lean back. You want to use your legs as much as you possibly can. This workout isn't one on the rower, but you can lose a lot of time if you sandbag it. So make sure it's a good pace that you're pushing, and you're quick with your transitions. So if you finish the dumbbell hand clean and jerks and you're gassed and you're just waiting over the rower, you're going to lose a load of time. You might as well get in, and even if you start pulling a slow pace, at least you're scoring points, and it's going to be much better for you than just waiting.
Yeah, 100%. I think like you don't realise on the rower how much it is taxing you for your toes to bar. If you're just using all this, you pull in with your arms and then you're going to go onto the toes to bar. It's going to be a lot more fatigued than you realise. So really using the legs. Yeah. Key points. Success.
Key points. What we've seen: transitions. No point in going unbroken. There's no point in rowing fast if you then have 5 seconds off in between a movement. As soon as you're done, walk to the next thing and go on. So make sure you've got everything set up in a nice little triangle and it's all nice and close together. Get your judge to reset your rower if it's turning off. But what we've seen is that if you're quick enough, your rower should stay on. But it's always best to reset.
It's got to be reset every time.
Oh, yeah.
You have to reset. So if your judge can do that as you're sort of
dumbbell clean and jerks,
heading over.
Yeah, when they're on the dumbbell clean and jerk, get your rower to reset it. And the dumbbell clean and jerk should only take like 30, 40 seconds. So by the time that's done, you'll be ready to row again. And below threshold, like we said at the beginning, do not go hot out the gate. Go a tiny bit slower than you'd like to in your first round, and then get into that uncomfortable sort of zone for the rest of the workout.
I think for the toes to bar, just last little thing, utilising the knee raise and the kick rather than doing the pike like this, where you're closing that big angle and really fatiguing your hips, because you're going to be using them for the clean, using them on the rower. So just bringing your knees up and a little flip rather than doing like the really like piked one. Yeah. I think is going to save, and you're fatigued more by doing that rather than just getting a big knee raise and then a little flick. Yeah. It's less fatiguing on your
you can
core
see how
for the other movements.
You can see how the pike version might tax your row and you clean and jerk.
And you clean, if this is getting worn out, so knee raise, flick.
Yeah, like you saw Sam's body, she wasn't leaning back at all. She was just doing that, wasn't she? Just
they were kind of just like not taxing at all, really, from the looks of it.
Yeah, pretty easy.
That's it. I have got videos on the toes to bar. What else? Pistol squats. There's loads of other videos on here, so feel free to check them out, especially the toes to bar one. That's just going to give you loads of stuff that you can be working on and be thinking about coming up to the workout. So check them out. Same time next week.
Yeah. Good luck, guys.
Have fun. Smash it. We've not done it yet, have we?
Nah, in a bit.
It's easy giving the advice when you've not done it. Sound. Sweet.